Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with Ron Placone and Steph Zamorano, the miserable liberal.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Look at Steph's nice shirt.
Boom.
You can get one of those shirts right down below.
Hang on, Jimmy. I'm thirsty.
Oh.
I'm drinking it out of the free to publish what we want mug.
Thank you very much. So if you buy those mugs or a T-shirt, that means we can publish whatever we want. Because right now, YouTube's demonetizing us like crazy. So just, you know the system. So thanks for supporting us any way you can through our Patreon, through our PayPal, through buying stuff. It's fantastic.
We're going to publish what we want anyway. It's just not nice not to have to worry.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to worry that they're demonetizing us, which they are. So look, that's Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never know if I'm supposed to stop at Zucker. So Mark Zuckerberg, head of Facebook, he's been doing a tour lately to show what a great guy is. He really cares about people. And he's even responding to his own Facebook trolls who are anti-immigrant. He's even responding to them personally on Facebook. This guy wants to be president.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna run for president. And
Thumbs down.
Steph says thumbs down. So then he went to Harvard. He got some kind of degree, got an honorary degree recently. His wife had a baby. Everything's going good. Plus, his shares are up 14%. He made another $8 billion. Think about that.
So everything is coming up Zuckerberg.
He made another $8 billion. So these guys already control the country. Guys like Zuckerberg and guys like
Zucker.
Yeah. Guys like Amazon, Jeff Bezos. These are the real powerful power brokers in the world. So why do I bring this up? Because turns out Facebook says pages that regularly share false news won't be able to buy ads. You notice he didn't call it fake news. They don't call it fake. Zuckerberg is no longer calling it fake news. He's calling it false news because Trump has kind of hijacked that term fake news, right? And so, but I think it's nice. I mean, look, there's no better authority on honest news than a guy who became a billionaire from an idea he stole from his friends. Am I right? Come on, huh? Even Arno laughed at that one a little. Huh? Come on. So if you regularly share fake news, you won't be able to buy ads, or our ads are reserved for wholesome companies. Facebook ads are reserved for wholesome companies that just mine your personal information and help third-party companies profit from it. That's all.
That's right. We save it for the integrity.
That's all it's all about. Okay, so Facebook, so let's look. It says, inside the article, it says the company has already been working with outside fact-checkers like Snopes and the AP to flag inaccurate news stories. You're working with Snopes. Snopes they're partisan and they're a little hacky, and it's just some dude and his wife. Anyway, Snopes, we've caught them several times being not as fact-checky as they should be. And, we're all for fact-checkers, but you got to fact-check the fact-checkers. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, Snopes does some great work a lot of the time, but they miss the mark sometimes too. And yeah, we've definitely seen it.
Yes, and I'm a little anti-Snopes because I think they're a little partisan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's why.
No,
there's that fact-check, PolitiFact. Rachel Maddow has done exposés on how just because you put fact in your name doesn't mean you're correct. And so she's showed how they've just completely ignored. So we've showed you those fact-check. You got to fact-check the fact-checkers. That's what I'm saying. Somebody, it's nice that people are trying to fact-check, but everybody has biases, and some people are outright liars. So they're using Snopes and the AP to flag inaccurate news stories. You mean like Iraq has WMDs? Would you run any of those stories? I'm going to bet they would run those stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about that? How about that there was that Assad is gassing his own people? Would you run those fake news stories or false news stories? Would you run those? Or how about the white helmets? The white helmets are really there to help people. That's not fake. How about, so it's weird that they're going to be now the arbiters of what's a false story and what's not a false story.
Mm-hmm.
So what they say is, so here's their response to me saying that. They say, these aren't supposed to be stories that are disputed for reason of opinion or partisanship, but rather outright hoaxes and lies. The Iraq War was an outright hoax. Libya was an outright hoax. What we're doing in Syria is an outright hoax. How about if I bet if I put a story up about the petrodollar, it would get flagged. What do you think, Ron? What do you think, Steph?
Oh, absolutely. I was wondering if spreading democracy was a hoax, too.
I think maybe. Democracy dies in darkness. Maybe that's a hoax. How about the story they ran about Russia infiltrating the grid in Vermont, the power grid that's still up at Washington Post? Is that a false story? So it's just... It also says that when a story is marked as disputed, the link can no longer be promoted through Facebook ads.
So what does that mean exactly?
So you can...
Like, I wasn't
Somebody
even
challenges
sure.
it, I guess?
Yeah, like that's what I'm...
So if... oh, you mean, what does it mean if a story is marked as disputed?
Yeah, like what does it mean like it's marked as disputed?
Okay, well, let's see if it's get answered in this story.
All
I
right.
think it might. The next step involves stopping pages that regularly share these stories from buying any Facebook ads at all, regardless of whether or not the ad includes a disputed link. Okay. Facebook was criticized last year for its role in helping spread of fake news, false news. The company is using the term false news. For now, fake news has become heavily politicized and almost meaningless. Product director Rob Lethern said that the company has been trying to fight back in 3 ways: ending the economic incentive to post false news stories, slowing the spread of stories, and helping people make more informed decisions when they see a false story. In this case, Leather said, blocking ad buying is meant to change the economic incentive. Facebook is concerned that there are pages posting this information that are using Facebook ads to build audiences to spread fake news. By changing the ad policy, Facebook makes it harder for companies to attract that audience. Did you figure out how they're going to flag?
Well, so what I'm reading here on Wikipedia, when an article is disputed, which basically means people kind of battle it out in the comments, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this isn't accurate," they get a little disputed tag at the top. So there's like a little thing in parentheses, and it says disputed. So I guess if an article has this tag, that means that it's considered disputed, or maybe just Facebook measures how much back and forth there is, and then it becomes disputed by their guidelines. But that's, when you look into disputed links, it's something that apparently refers to Wikipedia.
What could possibly go wrong with this practice?
Right. So,
Ron, I got a little bit of information on how Facebook is going to try to flag that stuff. This is also from TechCrunch, great TechCrunch.com. Check it out. Great website talking about tech. It says Facebook will now refer to fact-checking services that adhere to Pointers International Fact-Checking Network Fact Checkers Code of Principles. That's a big mouthful.
Boy,
Yeah.
they're really checking the facts.
I got to check that fact. Let me fact check this. Check fact.
Fact check that name.
You got to check fact that fact-checking checks.
Facting.
Fact. Facebook will now refer to fact-checking services that adhere to Pointers International Fact-Checking Network Fact Checkers Code of Principles. The most egregious and viral fake news stories flagged by users and algorithms. So do you see this? Do you see what can you see that? It'll show up. It'll say, if you're flagging it, it's going to give you an ability to flag a story you think is fake or whatever. And then you can flag it. It says, choose a reason. What's going on? Is it annoying or interesting? I think it shouldn't be on Facebook. It's spam. It's a fake news story. So you can flag anything you see on Facebook, and it's going to give you those options. And then over here, choose a reason. What would you like to do? Here are some things you can do to resolve this. Mark this post as fake news. Message the person and let you know it's fake. So it gives you options on what to do. So the groups that it says, it goes on this article, TechCrunch says that the groups they're using to kind of try to vet this, these include nonpartisan and partisanship and fairness, transparency of sources, methodology and funding, and a commitment to corrections. Facebook is starting with the 5 above, but hopes to grow that list to dozens to quickly get a consensus on a story's accuracy. So that's the criteria. They include nonpartisanship and fairness, transparency of sources, methodology and funding, and a commitment to corrections. So Facebook is starting with the 5 above, but hopes to grow that list to dozens to quickly get a consensus on a story's accuracy. If they confirm a story is fake, Ron, they then notify Facebook through a special reporting website it exclusively built for them and can include a link to a post debunking the article. Facebook will then show posts of those links lower in the news feed. So do you see what's so they have these websites, they have these fact-checking people working for Facebook, and if Facebook confirms that a story is fake, they will then notify Facebook through a special reporting website. So they're going to then notify them, and they're going to give the story, here's a link to the story, and here's a link to a debunking story of that. So do you follow that? That's pretty clear, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It will also attach a warning label noting disputed by one or more of the fact checkers with a link to the debunking post on newsfeed stories and in the status composer if users are about to share a dubious link, plus prohibit disputed stories from being turned into ads. So did you follow that? That's pretty clear what it's. So they're going to attach a warning label to if you go to share a story that they've determined to be fake, there will be a warning label that says that says, hey, this is a disputed story, and here's a link to the story that debunks the story you're about to share. That's what this is telling me, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Beyond warnings, Facebook is making it easier for users to report fake news with the top right corner drop-down menu on Newsfeed. So they're making it easier to report fake news, and it will analyze whether people are significantly less likely to share an article after reading it and use that as a signal that a post is low value and should be shown less prominently in the news feed. So they're going to be deciding. So, hey, it's their website. They can do whatever Facebook can do whatever they want until the government determines Facebook is a utility. They can do whatever they want with it, I think. So people need to stay off Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook is a pit. It's a pit of bad feelings, of ugliness, there's some nice things that happen on Facebook too, but
there's a lot of people patting themselves on the back, overstating how good their day's been. There's some positives.
Every time I would go on Facebook, I start feeling bad about myself because I wasn't invited to that party that everybody's looking like they're having a great time at.
That's always a tough thing when there's a party you're not invited to.
Ouch.
When I decided to stay off Facebook, I saw a guy I knew got married. And somebody posted a picture from the wedding, and I was like, I wasn't invited. That hurt.
Well, you might have been invited on Facebook.
Oh, maybe it was a Facebook invite.
That's the problem.
Maybe it was a small wedding. Who knows? Yeah. But either way, Facebook hurts your feelings.
That's right.
I'm telling you, Facebook. You know what? From now on, if you try to click on a link and Facebook has deemed fake news, it's just going to redirect you to MySpace.
That'll show you.
I also hear Instagram's cracking down on airbrushed photos.
Oh, no.
Facebook is monitoring fake news. Also, to maintain election integrity in 2018, all the votes are going to be counted by Tinder.
Awesome. Yes, finally.
Facebook. Okay. Hey, if you're independent media, we don't want your ad money. We have standards. Now click this link to find out which Game of Thrones character you're most likely to have a one-night stand with.
I'm curious.
So, one of the most high-traffic websites in the world is now claiming an authority on news and information, and its CEO is considering running for president. Nope, nothing wrong with this picture. Nothing wrong at all. Okay, so thank God Facebook is there to let us know what's real and what's not. Even though most of the stuff on Facebook isn't real, most people puffing up their own resumes to make themselves feel better. That's really what it is. Most people go on Facebook, embellish their lives to make it sound less boring. And, if you got rid of the fake stuff on Facebook, it'd be a quick read. But again, stay away from Facebook. Somehow, for me, Twitter is not as injurious. There's something about Facebook that is just gross. Like people just say mean things for no reason, and they're just always someone who's a dick, and you just have to tolerate them.
I think Facebook's more indulgent than Twitter.
Yes.
Like I think that's the big thing, and maybe it's like the character issue, and the fact that Twitter's just more like fast, like it's more
right.
Like Facebook, you can kind of whittle away more, like this is friends only or whatever else.
Right.
But Twitter, like you can make your profile private, but for the most part, it's just out there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Thank God Jeff Zuckerberg, 5th richest guy in the world, is going to tell you what's real and what's not as he runs for president.
Mark.
Oh, I called him Jeff.
Yeah, Mark.
His name is Mark.
Yeah.
Jeff Zucker is a different guy.
CNN, yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg is the guy from the face fuck.
Yep.
It's tough. I get a lot of names in my head. It gets all jumbled.
Jimmy, it's called Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn it. Everything was much easier when we had my dick. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody, we have 2 live Jimmy Dore shows in September. September 25th, we're in San Diego, and September 18th in Burbank, California. Get your tickets right there. There's a link right there.